Hello and welcome to a Star Citizen Squadron 42 monthly progress update. What have Cloud Imperium been focused on over the last few weeks? What are they focused on now in October 2024 ahead of CitizenCon? And have we got any surprises for CitizenCon? Yes, almost certainly. I'm also going to be including here some of the AI updates from the Persistent Universe monthly report for Star Citizen because I omitted them in my last video and a lot of them have crossover on both projects as well. So Squadron 42, episode 1 is still in its polish phase, but we are expecting some big announcements at CitizenCon later in October. So that's going to be the 19th and 20th of October is CitizenCon this year. It's probably going to be something like a hard release date. There were also rumors and leaks of a Squadron 42 demo showcase for Chapter 1 that CIG had been working on in a recent potential email leak. So yeah, it's quite possible they've got Squadron 42, the first part of it, the first individual chapter of it for episode 1, potentially complete and polished, or will have by CitizenCon, but we'll have to wait and see. Let's jump into what the teams have been working on in the latest Squadron 42 report. Environment art team, they've been focused on key chapters, pushing the boundaries of art and lighting for a high-fidelity cinematic experience. They also looked at dynamic environmental destruction and continued to flesh out planet-side content for Chapter 7. Now, we know that things like the Maelstrom system, the ship destructibility system, and flight model, and a load of other stuff are going to need to be in a good state for Squadron 42. It isn't the same sort of state it needs to be in for the Persistent Universe. The Persistent Universe needs more work to have it working multiplayer effectively, and there's a lot of stuff they can, not fake, but have done in a more simplistic style for single player in a more controlled way. Gameplay Stories priority has been supporting wider efforts to polish the game as a whole. Alongside this, they used new mocap to significantly improve 2 scenes in Chapter 4. The team also looked closely at Chapter 5, restructuring a complex scene featuring 3 characters meeting with variable timings. This previously looked a little disjointed depending on the timing of the meeting. However, following reorganization and the new mocap, the scene is looking much better and is far more robust. A number of scenes in Chapter 13 were blocked by a problem with the level, which the devs solved by submitting a setup fix. Following this, numerous updates were submitted and resolved. Gameplay Story continued making steady progress on additional scenes in Chapter 15, implementing a significant amount of performance capture data. Following improvements to the scanning mechanic, narrative spent time fleshing out information for corpses that the player will encounter during the game. This also exposed some improvements to how scanning information is applied so it can be properly localized into other languages. Additionally, the team had several meetings to perform a moment-by-moment analysis of one of the more narratively intense levels to refine the dialogue, environmental storytelling, and enemy behaviors to ensure that they all work together. This resulted in various adjustments, including the timing of specific dialogue triggers and the location of certain props. They also wrote several dialogue lines for automated systems that play in one of the chapters to contribute to creating the proper narrative atmosphere. The VFX team continued working towards their current milestones, supporting the cinematics gameplay, locations, and weapons teams with their content deliverables. The VFX team is currently working on optimizations to ensure the best experience for all players. The animation team has been improving on zero-G flow. They also adjusted weapon reloading, first selects, and how players interact with the environment to improve overall combat AI, while code was updated to fix various cover bugs. The facial team progressed through the remaining animations for the game, which is nearing completion. Now, is that mean the whole game is nearing completion now? Or is that them talking about their specific stuff that's nearing completion? So that wasn't made clear. I believe, obviously it's in its polish phase, but obviously it's getting close to completion, right? They then transitioned to improving all facial animations, starting with the key cast characters. The mocap team assisted the gameplay team with various character animations and captured additional data for various gameplay story sections. AI tech enabled the designers to set default schedule areas and tags on instance NPC entities and then export them into object containers. This makes it easier for levels with pre-placed NPCs, as information is no longer required to pass through scripting. Navigation cost volume can now also be enabled and disabled through flowgraph nodes and modify its initial cost at runtime. On the performance side, further improvements were made to the vision, observable, and perception components. For example, update frequency was adjusted based on AI character LOD, I believe level of detail here, so that closer entities are more responsive. The team also implemented lighter AI zone handling for observables, which will deliver significant improvements when zone queries are made by NPCs. The narrative designers spent the month working on key social scenes. On the AI side, the team polished locations and added additional life via utility behaviors. Locations they worked on include a ship's hangar, gym, bridge, barracks, bathrooms, and mess hall. That's the main part of the Squadron 42 stuff. It's relatively bare bones this month. We are getting near to the completion of Squadron 42 for sure, but just how long near is remains to be seen. We should learn a lot at this year's CitizenCon later this month. There was also some AI stuff from Star Citizen's Persistent Universe monthly report that's relevant to both projects, and as I said, I omitted from my previous video just talking about the Persistent Universe update, which I will now cover here. AI and narrative designers continued working on Pyro by setting up the spawn data and markup for the various outposts and space stations in that new star system coming out with Alpha 4.0. This involved cooperation with level design team to ensure that NPCs were spawning correctly. Then, following discussions with the mission team, AI content spent significant time marking up locations in Stanton. They also implemented dynamic conversations to make the versus bars feel more organic and alive. This tech and approach will be expanded into other landing zone locations and included in any future captured content. With the upcoming release of Alpha 4.0, the AI features team focused on locking down existing human combat features, including first reactions, ammo management, and tactics to ensure they work consistently across a wide range of situations and environments. The AI tech team began focusing on server meshing, including how AI systems and components synchronize during server transitions. Performance improvements were also made alongside progress on features that will be unveiled shortly. AI Tech finished their tasks for the movement system component synchronization and began synchronizing the subsumption component that updates AI behaviors. AI Tech updated AI ship reinforcement functionality, adding support for planetary navigation cost volumes and navigation exclusions, where they will, where they won't fly, and where they prefer to fly. The game intelligence development team spent the month working towards the release of StarScript 1.0 with the main goal of improving how the tool feels to use. For example, how the devs zoom in and zoom out, and how text becomes visible or hidden at certain levels. They're also optimizing the search speed of the main smart browser and drawing of the graph view. Boom! That's it for your Squadron 42 monthly progress update for October, and I suppose tacking on some of that AI stuff from the Persistent Universe monthly report for Star Citizen as well. But I am really interested to know what you think about Squadron 42's progress and what they're sharing. What do you expect to see at CitizenCon this year? I'm hoping to meet some of the Squadron 42 celebrities. I would love to meet Mark Hamill and Henry Cavill, John Rhys Davies, anyone like that. I'd love it if a Squadron 42 release date was announced. And maybe they will be showing off Chapter 1 or something like that. But yeah, what are you expecting to see at CitizenCon from Star Citizen, from Squadron 42? What do you hope to see? When do you think Squadron 42 is going to be released? I'm hoping next year, but I've been hoping that since 2016. Anyway, tell me in the comments below and listen to this guy about getting NordVPN, because he's trustworthy. A very long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, CIG had taken over the development of NordVPN, and at NordVPN, the yearly Nord FanFest, they were releasing their first game, Squadron Nordy 2. It's amazing, and it would truly revolutionize the FPS industry. Then I woke up and realised that NordVPN is already great and released, and it doesn't need an FPS module, it's a VPN. And you should get it now, links below, discount. Helps channel, read bullet points. Every month we have a ship giveaway. For October, it's for a Drake Corsair with a game package and lifetime insurance. All you have to do to be in for a chance of winning that lovely Star Citizen access and ship that can be used for exploration, but it's also this cool little multi-role, multi-crew ship. You just need a comment on any of our videos made during October. That will go into the hat. It's not a hat, it's a spreadsheet. It goes into that, and then a random person is chosen. With the addition of Alpha 4.0 and Pyro, there's going to be tons more to see and explore. The Corsair is perfect for that. Good luck. please consider supporting the channel as well. We've got the join button under our videos that will make you a channel member. That goes a long way in supporting the channel, as does becoming a Patreon. It's pretty much the same thing, but for different mediums. You can also like, comment, share, or sub, things like that. That all helps with the channel hugely. We are also gathering questions for CitizenCon, so chuck those in the comments below as well. If I find any appropriate devs, I will ask your question, or I will probably amalgamate lots of questions together and make them more concise. Thank you so much for your support and watching, and I hope you have a great October.